cows are mooing. It's a great time, right, kids? Ground rod. Grounded. Almost ready, girls. Shh, be very quiet. Everybody's asleep on the porch. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Did I wake you up? Hey, buddy. Good morning. Good morning. What you doing, boy? Oh, my goodness. It's go pee-pee time. Go pee-pee time. Go pee, Grumpy. What you doing this morning? Happy farm kitty. Happy farm kitty. Good morning, folks, and welcome back to the Stoney Ridge. Today is going to be hot, super hot. What we got to do, the cows are out of the front pasture now. We've got them behind the house, and we've got to do the roundup. So we're going to be rounding up cattle tomorrow morning, and I've got to go ahead and get prepped up for that. So today, we're going to take you around. This is the driest and the least stinky I will be all day long. It's going to get super hot. It's early in the morning, but it's already toasty here in North Carolina. It's supposed to be 95 degrees. I want to get this part of my job done today, early in the morning, and in tomorrow morning, we're going to be loading up cattle and we're going to be taking them to the market. Cattle prices are sky high. They're nearly at all-time records right now, and it's time to thin the herd the first time this year, and we'll do it one more time later on in the fall. So let's get busy. I'll show you guys how I get all set up for this, and I'll show you the handling equipment, everything that we've got to do. All right, you got to go to your kennel. It's super hot. You got to go to your kennel. Go ahead. You see him look back at me like, man, come on, bro. All right, guys, so you see back here, we've got the flow trailer hooked up to the FJ. I went and picked up some kayaks so I could go enjoy myself a little bit. If you tuned into a couple of the videos here recently, we've talked about mental health and taking care of yourself on your farm and getting out and enjoying yourself. So first thing we're gonna do here, I've got a cantaloupe rind. I'm gonna chuck it over into the chickens, make sure they've got food and water, and then we're gonna head up the hill and take care of the cattle situation. The cows are good to go right now, but we've got to get them moved to a new section of pasture this morning so that they can graze down that section, and they have to have access back in the old section that they're in. So there's a little bit of work to do. We've also got to run over and grab the razor grazer, which is the electric fence setup that I use for the cows when I'm moving them. So we got action today, that's for sure. Let's run down and chuck the watermelon rind or cantaloupe rind into the chicken coop. We'll talk to you about the chickens. Birdie birds! Hey, birdies! Oh, good morning, guys. Good morning, chickens. I'm gonna chuck this right over here. There we go. A little cantaloupe rind from last night. We've got plenty of water in our waterers. Let's ride over and take a look at the feeders. These are our pasture sanitizing birds. They should be laying soon. They're crowing. All the roosters are crowing. There you go. There's your perfect example. Right on cue, guys. Good job. This is the garden. I've got to go through and pick tomatoes once I get done with everything today. I've got a pile of tomatoes, and we're going to be doing some canning pretty soon, making some sauces. Need to mow the yard too. We'll add that to the chore list for tonight. These are the honeybees, and they are rocking and rolling. They're looking good today. Apples on the apple tree. I guess first things first, we're gonna ride over here and pick up the razor grazer. The razor grazer is an all-inclusive, all-in-one electric fence system. I'll show it to you. here's what we got, guys. This is called the Range Ward Razor Grazer. I'll post a link in the video description. Inside here is an electric fence setup. There's a charger on the top right here. It's a trailer that basically we just tow around behind the ATV or UTV, and this powers our electric fence setup. It also comes with a reel of poly braid right here. We're not going to be using this. I think it's called super braid. We're not using that today. You know what? We probably could use that, but we're not going to use it. We're going to take this guy loose. There's a ground rod right here. We got to pop all this stuff out, hook it to the ATV, and get it over to the other side of the farm. This is mobile. It goes with the cows. So I either use a handheld mobile electric fence charger, or I'll hook this guy up. And I know that the cows are going to be on this side of the farm for, gosh, at least another 2 to 3 weeks. Right here, they just got off of this about 4 days ago. We still got awesome green grass. We're getting good rain now. Really cool. When we decrease the numbers of cows, it's going to put less pressure on the land, and that's what we need to have some sustainable forage for the winter time. So I'm not feeding so much hay. $10,000 worth of hay per year since I started the farm. That's a lot of hay. Pinch my finger. I'll move that so it doesn't get pinched. Perfect. Ground rod. Ready to go. Hey, big bud, good morning. How you doing, buddy? Grounded. Got a little sag in the fence. I've got to go around the entire perimeter and make sure all these fences are up and not sagging like this or touching anything. Also got to get in here at some point and get that mowed and put some gravel down in here. This is our solar well from Lorentz Solar. This solar well serves the entire farm. So where we just came from, way on the other side of the farm, is served by the solar well. I've got to ride around real quick and tighten up this poly braid. It's just that simple. Just wrap it around a post a couple times, That snugs it up, gets it back tight, and it will sag eventually no matter what. So you've got to address these things. And we're also grounded out on some grass right here, so I do need to get in here and mow just a little bit. Get this guy up, and we got to go right over here next. Cattle handling equipment is right over there. The cows will be moving from this section to right there in just a few minutes. We'll show you guys how all that works. Razor grazer is all set up. Cows can't get to it. I put a double electric fence around this solar well set up. I'm going to build permanent fence around this at some point pretty soon, but I just put double electric around it for now. I would like for this area to be fenced in a little bit smaller and give the cows a little more access to graze right in here. All these fences are down. I'll just walk because I came in and we unloaded hay and we mowed. So when we mow, we've got to drive between paddocks or between pastures, and that's why this fence is on the ground. Simple enough. We'll go right down here and I'll show you how we fix it. This is dog fennel. It is the scourge of my farm. I don't like it. It smells a little like dill, but it don't taste like dill. Cows don't like it. Nothing really likes to eat it. If you guys know of an animal that likes to eat dog fennel, let me know. We're gonna bring one in here because we need to vacuum that stuff up. So my wire is down right here. Cows have plenty to graze in this paddock, and they won't be in here until day after tomorrow. My wire is right here. Grab that guy. Pull right here. This is a little design I came up with. It's just an 1¼ inch piece of poly pipe. Hook it right on the fence. That's insulated from the fence through the plastic. This will be hot. This will not. Cool. We're good to go there. One more section I need to check up here. We'll just walk. I need to get my exercise. I drove 7 hours yesterday. You guys know how that feels. I definitely need a little bit of exercise. Get moving, get the blood flowing. Dog fennel will ground out my fence pretty bad, so I'll go through and snap these off. Eventually I'll come back with a Ventrac mower and I'll mow underneath every fence line. Tangled mess. Yeah, I gotta get in here and mow. Pull this guy up, tack him down. Cheap, crappy Tractor Supply fence post. Don't buy them. This is what you get. Get the good stuff. Go strain right. Get this off. Good to go. We're gonna check one more out here at the water tank. I can see we're good to go out here. Let's take you to the water tank. Let's show you guys what we got going on at the water tank. This is a tire water tank you're getting ready to see, and hopefully you enjoy this. Hit the like button, guys. This is real ranching, real farming, and I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing. So what we're walking up on is called a tire water tank. Here we are at our water tank. Down in here are some goldfish. I keep goldfish in the water tank and the inside of the water tank to keep debris and trash like that out. The cows will drink this down, and the goldfish will eat whatever's left from the cows. They'll actually make offspring in here at some point. This is a tire water tank. This is an old skidder tire. It's been cleaned very thoroughly and installed with a concrete bottom, and it holds about 400 gallons of water for the cows. And this is called a Joby Megaflow valve. The Joby Megaflow, we'll scoop some of this out while I'm over here. Joby Megaflow is what feeds this. The cows cannot drink water faster than that Joby valve will fill this tank up. Really, really cool. And that water comes from the solar over there. It also runs almost 1.5 miles over that way on the other side of the farm. Keeping goldfish or catfish, you could even go and catch small catfish and drop them in a tank like that, and that'll help keep it clean and keep the mosquito larvae and insect larvae out of your water tanks. A little pasture sanitation, water tank sanitation for you. Let's go down. We're gonna run a new fence line, and we'll show you guys the cattle handling equipment. We're not gonna show you the equipment yet. It's always something here, guys. Let's talk about fencing. I built the fence off of the edge of the pasture, and you're gonna see it here in a second. It's built off of the edge of the forest so that when limbs fall down, like this cherry that fell on the fence, it doesn't crush your fence. So if this were over top of the fence right here, we'd have more of a potential for destroying our fence. We do need to get this out of the way and off of the hot wire right here. Let's see if I can pull it out. There we go, kids. That is wild cherry. Wild cherry leaves, when they die, if a cow or sheep or goat eats wild cherry, it can cause them serious health problems and or death. So it's super important that I got that out of the way and I double checked all my fence lines. The reason this wire is on the top here, and we're going to do this on the whole farm soon, is to keep the cows from pushing down on the fence. They get in this shaded area and they like to push down on the fence and they'll tear it up. I'll show you where they've torn the fence up already. That's the one downside to having woven wire fence, is that the cows can push it down like that. I should have already taken care of this. We're going to go ahead and tighten that up just the slightest little bit. There we go. And see how we're touching right here? This is grounded. That's going to ground our fence out. We want to pull that up a little bit and get it off of our fence line right there. I can still come back and straighten all this out. I actually need to move that post out this way. Come on out of there, buddy. Oh, a rock. Imagine that. A Stoney Ridge rock. This post is backwards. I'll show you. Turn that guy around. Now, you can lean against the step. Here we go. Just like that. Now we're good. Checks and balances. We're always double checking. Sometimes at night, I'll wake up in the bed and think, dude, did you shut that gate? And I'll get up and get on the four-wheeler at midnight and run around and try to shut a gate. It's just part of ranching, part of farming. I want to make sure everything is safe. And my worst ever thought is for one of my cows to get out on the highway, and some family load, a minivan load of kids hits one of my cows because I was being irresponsible and stupid. Gotta be smart. Keep your cows in. Good perimeter fence is super important. See this? That will ground us out. This is where the two pieces of wire are tied together. How do we fix that? I think it's a job for my pocket knife right now. Pocket knife, you got it? There you go, buddy. There we go. Awesome. Ooh, baby. Almost ready, girls. Almost ready. Moo moo. Sweet serenity. These are the working pens here on the Stoney Ridge farm. It's a very, very small setup right here. I'm gonna take you through as if you're a cow, but I don't think I'll be shaking and rattling and rolling quite as much. I'm gonna get some bee spray. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of wasps. So we're gonna build a fence from that portion of fence all the way down through and connect up right here. The goal is to fence this off, and when the cows are ready to move from this paddock to that paddock, which will be tomorrow morning, all we'll do is open this gate. So this will be closed, just like so. I'll show you. That will be all the way closed up, okay? More dog fennel. Guys need some dog fennel? Just call the Stoney Ridge Farm. Tell me all the wonderful uses for dog fennel. Okay, as a cow, I'm walking in here, I'm grazing. I'm eating. We're gonna leave this little gate open. Okay, this is not the perfect setup, but it's a small farm and that's what we have. Cows will go straight into here. They'll all be bunched up in here. There's 55 cows. We can't get them all in here at one time, and we're not gonna get them all in here. We're not gonna run every cow through the chute. So we're gonna come in right through here, and you'll see that tomorrow. And we're gonna go right through in here into the sweep. This is a Tartar Farm and Ranch sheeted sweep system. Really cool, interesting setup. It's a great place to get bit by a snake right here. Or stung by a bee. So, or a wasp. We're gonna pull this back. Okay, sheeted sweep. What does sheeted mean? That's the sheet on the outside of the sheeted sweep. When cows see through here, it makes them want to go through here. When cows can't see through here, it makes them want to go around. Cows like to go in a circular motion. Okay, cows have what's called a flight zone. The flight zone is right behind them and beside them. So if they look over to the side and something over here spooks them, they're gonna be scared. They won't have that spooking issue with a sheeted sweep system like that Tartar Farm and Ranch sheeted sweep. Let's go over here and we'll show you the handling equipment. This is the Tartar Farm and Ranch bird nest. Cattle Master Series 6, guys. Make no mistake about it, this is a farm, not a bird sanctuary. So let's get all that poison ivy on my hand that I can handle. This is a sheeted sweep. The way it works, this is a lever that releases, and we'll open that. And this allows the cows to come through the sweep, as long as we have plenty of dog fennel to block it. Gosh, this stuff is bad. So the cows come right through here. They'll go through this squeeze. This is a squeeze sheeted sweep system. This handle right here controls that gate. Pull this back, latch it down into place. That holds the gate open. For now, we're gonna be ready for tomorrow. We'll have that gate closed. This is our squeeze. Our squeeze system squeezes the cow. So when the cow comes in to the sheeted sweep system here, it squeezes the cow's belly. This is how we work the squeeze. And you'll hear it here in a second. Click, 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 click. Right? So that squeezes the cow's belly. Want to release? We just pop that up and pull it back. That squeeze comforts the cow. Believe it or not, squeezing on a cow's belly, compressing their belly, actually comforts the cow, which is really something interesting and cool about animal behavior. Like I said, cows want to go around turns. Blind turns like this put less fear in the cow's mind, and they're not quite as scared about going through there. We're gonna back the truck and trailer right up to this gate right here. I've still got some things to get out of the way so we can get that in here. As the cow comes through, they'll come right through this sweep and they'll stop right here. They'll bunch up, they'll line up, and as we open, one after another will come through the system right here. You'll see more of that tomorrow. So stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm actually gonna get in here with the Ventrac and try to mow up a lot of this dog fennel. This stuff is just a mess and it's a pain in the butt to work with. So we'll get in here and try to mow this up. Good to go. Awesome. I hear you, girls. I hear you. Grazer, we're going to power up. Hear it pop. Should be good. Whoop! Touch the fence. There we go. Why you keep sliding the wrong way? You don't want that. This is how I make a gate. Just a little makeshift gate right there. Very cool. Here's how Hillbilly tests his electric fence line. Get you a step-in post, ground it right here, touch your wire. Hear it pop? That's it. We're hot. Got one more gate to close and we'll move these cows. Let's get these girls moved. Girls and boys. There's boys and girls. This is a boy. This is Bud. Hey, Big Bud. How are you, Big Bud? People say Angus cattle are really hard to deal with. I don't find that to be the case, especially with Big Bud. All right, guys, you ready? Release the cows. Uh-oh, I forgot to close this gate. Release the gate handle. There we go. Now we're good. There you go, guys. Cow's heat stress right here. Let me show you. Hey, bud. Hey. See her mouth? I'm gonna show you guys this. Her mouth is kind of hung open. She's got a little frothy drool. See, I'm not running with you, you turd. Just want to show everybody. Yeah, she's got heat stress. Heat stress happens in cattle when it gets above like 80 degrees sometimes. They'll get stressed out, they'll pant a little bit, they'll drool a lot. That's heat stress in cattle. I'm actually going to take down a section of fence here so the cows can have access to this area and can get back in the paddock where they were, because there's 3 shade trees in here, and they need to get under that shade. We'll take down the fence. Look at this little milk covered dude. His face is all covered with milk. All right, yeah, it's time to eat, mama. Are you in labor? Yep, you're in labor. There are hooves sticking out of the back of that cow. She needs to stay over here. Stay tuned, we'll show you the new baby. I hope. You hear it? Good morning. It's the next day. The cows are hungry and ready to move. That's what we wanted. We're actually going to be moving the cows. Hey, hey, woo! They're loud. Let's go over here and see the cows. They're a little bit too loud this morning. They're going to be loud. We did have a baby yesterday. Healthy, happy little baby, number 211. So 15 and 211 had babies recently. Here's what we got. 15's baby's right back there. 211's baby, I think, is over in the tall grass here. Here's what we got to do. These girls got a few flies on them right now. We're going to be giving them some organic fly spray. It's like an essential oil fly spray. We're going to be moving the girls into this section right now. So I'm waiting on my stepdad to get here. The cows are hungry, they want grass, and there's plenty of grass right on the other side of the fence, but we had to kind of make them hungry in order to get this accomplished. We had to make them hungry so that that food drive would push them through the gate. Let's show you some of the tools of the trade. They're really, really grumpy today. It's okay, you don't have to yell at me, I'll work harder. Here's the tools of the trade today. So we've got 2 pretty cool things we're going to be using, and I'm going to demonstrate them on me. These and that. So on the farm, we're all about low stress animal handling. What you're probably going to see here today is some flag use, and this is the flag. I'll step back and show you. That's it. That just irritates the cows and pushes them through. So if I'm out in the pen working them, this effectively widens me by about 7 feet. And this is from Premier Ag Supply. Awesome. So we'll be out pushing the cows with this. Low stress again. If we have to physically contact the cows, and you might see this, we may do a little bump with this rubber end, and I'm going to demonstrate it on myself so you guys know it's not hard. It's not a hard hit, okay? And we've got this paddle. Inside this paddle is, I don't know what the heck's in there, but it rattles. Hear it? That irritates the cow, and all we're gonna do is swat the cow. I'm gonna swat myself so you know that's hard. It's not painful at all. This is just nudging the cows through. And we're all about low stress animal handling here. We're taking our cows to the market. Why are we taking our cows to the cattle market? Because cattle prices are sky high right now. They're at the highest point in history. that speaks volumes. We have to downsize our herd for the winter time. We have to get rid of some of the cull cows and some of the baby cows. We've got one cow that's a mama that we may be culling, and we've got a lot of youngsters that we'll be sending up through the chute. We do have 3 steers that we will keep for year after next. In other words, to finish a grass-fed steer takes 24 to 28 months, and we keep them in rotation. So it's 2 years to finish a grass-fed steer. That's why it costs so much. And we're in a small farm here, so that's why the beef costs so much. Hopefully we'll have farm fresh beef for you guys very soon. I've got some government loopholes that I'm jumping through. I've got boxes in there, everything ready to ship. I'm just waiting on permission. So a bull is a bull. It has its man parts. They are intact. A steer is a steer. We can't leave 15 bulls out here in the pasture together, or they'll be fighting, they'll be tearing things up, and they'll be breeding over and over again. They'll be breeding their sisters and stuff like that. So we don't want that. We're gonna keep 3 steers. Every year we keep 3 steers, and that way every year we can process 3 steers and have beef for folks. Here's what we got. This is called a calicrate bander. It's a ratchet system right here. And this, you'll reach my hand up in here. I will grab the testicle. I will slide this band over top of the testicle. We'll ratchet it down, cut it, and that's how you band our calves here. We don't band at birth. The reason we don't band at birth is because we want Mother Nature's natural hormones in our young cattle. So the cows that we're taking to market, we probably should have banded them a month ago or so, but no worries, we'll take them as young bulls, and they sell just about the same price, if not exactly the same price. The calf that brought the most at the sale barn last time was a young bull, and he was about 280 pounds, and he brought somewhere in the neighborhood of 990 bucks. So these cattle are bringing good money, guys. Stay tuned to the end, and we're gonna take you through, and we'll show you exactly what we got for the cattle, the average prices, and everything that we took home. It's important that you know, on small farms like this, you can eat up your profit really quick with a cattle handling system like this. I mean, we're talking about $20,000 worth of equipment in most cases for a decent cattle handling system. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in fencing. If you think you're gonna jump in and start a first-generation farm and just, bam, you're just profiting right away, think again. You're not. Last year was our first year of profit on the farm, and we didn't make much this year. Hopefully we make just a little bit more, and incrementally we'll make more and more. This is my retirement plan. So every year I'd like to make about $60,000 off the farm. That's just part of my retirement. What good is having land like this and a farm like this if you can't build your retirement? Make it easy, make it fun, and enjoy the animals. Let's get my dad backed up in here so we can start loading up. There you go, little Cindy. All right, we're gonna start moving some cows into the lot here. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. We'll probably get about 15 or 20 in there at a time. Close the gate back up. We don't need Donnie in there. We don't need everybody in there right away. Everybody's going, so we're gonna cut them off about right here. You too, bud. There we go. This can get a little bit bottlenecked in here, and some cows might try to come through the other way. There we go. And we'll close our gate back. Get back, Jack. Get back. Get back. Okay. Here we go. This will be our first bunch. We got about half of them in there. Cool. We don't want to push our cows too awful hard here. So we want to get a smaller group in the smaller pen. And this is a little bit nerve-wracking. Just so you guys know, if you know what nerve-wracking is, this is nerve-wracking. There we go, we'll latch that right there. See the cows already pushing back. What you got in your mouth there, buddy? 211's our newest mama. And evidently she bit into something. She must have got a bee in the mouth. Lots of flies. We're gonna hit them with the fly spray. It's actually how we're gonna push them through the loading chute. I'll put an ingredients list in here for you guys for our spray. This is a Milwaukee 1 gallon sprayer. I love it, it's great. When we back the trailer in here, we need to make sure there's no room for the cows to escape. This is it, no gap. So the cow won't be enticed to go in and try to push its way out through here. Can't get through here. All right, so next thing we gotta do, close this guy up. And we got a younger calf in here first, or we had a younger calf in here first. They'll start working their way in, and then we'll open the gate and they'll run through there. And so you know, this opens on the other side. So the cows that aren't gonna go to the market, that are gonna stay here, which is gonna be most of them, will be released out this way and or pushed back out to the outside of the chute right there. But we don't want to bring a bunch of cows out in the grass without getting them ran through the chute first. So we're gonna stack them up a little bit. You'll see that. Guys, that was a chore. Doing this in the heat is right rough. We've got 12 youngsters on board here, and we still have plenty of cows left, but we've got our numbers on down to a little bit more manageable. This will be the first of probably, I'm gonna say 3 trips that we'll have to take this year. We can only take so many cows on the trailer. So let's head on up the mountain. So guys, we're at the Manita stockyard. The cows will go in here to the stockyard and they'll be sorted by size and by weight, by male and by female. And I'll get this little ticket right here and I'll have a number on my ticket. And if I need to call up here and have any information, I'll have it right here on my ticket. There'll be a crowd here. We typically bring them in a day ahead of time so we don't have to wait in line. On Saturday mornings, there's a crowd wrapped around here. Truck, trailer, truck, trailer, truck, trailer. So they give them a little bit of food and water while they're in here and they'll go through the auction first thing in the morning. We'll see you guys when we get our ticket that tells us how much we made, our check. The verdict is in, the check is in, guys. So we took 11 calves to market, 11 feeder calves. Now, let's talk about principles. Before I go into the details of finances here, we took our animals to Spring Lake Stockyard in Manita, Virginia, okay? Cattle prices are at an all-time high in history. Historically, they have never been this high. The reason we're selling off some cows is because we're overgrazing part of our land. We've got new grass coming in here on this hillside that was just cleared, and we've got to get our numbers down to a manageable number in the wintertime. We did the same thing this past winter. So earlier in the year, I took about 14 calves to market, and we ended up netting about $16,800 out of that. This was $10,000. I'll just show you real quick. $10,605 is the total amount that we got for 11 feeder calves, which some were very small. They were quite small. The most that we got for our cows when we got the livestock figures, so the check was $10,605. That's been put in the bank already. So that brings us up to about $27,000 of money that's been returned back to the farm so we can pay for hay, infrastructure, seeding, tractors, all the things that go on the farm. So this farm will earn a profit this year, which is super cool. All of my figures are right here, and I'll snapshot these up, but really the take-home message here is one of the calves brought $1,796 bucks. It was a 645-pound calf. That is insane. That was a heifer calf. We had a bull calf that was 670 bucks that brought $1,541. On average, those cows, which are small, which I took to the market, brought an average of about $963 a head. That is fantastic. This is helping small farms to actually be able to earn a modest living, to earn a profit. Now, is it a profit that I can go buy a brand new truck with? No. So we got to live below our means. We've got to live and feed our cows off the land. We've got to get the numbers back down for the winter time, keep the mama cows, and then we'll bring more calves in. Over time, building this business has been quite a struggle, guys. Being able to sell farm fresh beef right off the farm here has been a struggle. Everything that I want to do with the farm is illegal, and there's a cool book out by my buddy Joel Salatin. I'll post a link down there in the video description. It's called Everything I Want to Do is Illegal, and it really is. It's pretty wild how regulated this is. Farms are now regulated for the big mega farms and the feedlot beef, which is where these cows went. Do I want my wonderful grass-fed calves sent off to a feedlot? And the answer is absolutely not. But until I can build a business foundation that's strong enough and sell beef to you guys online, the only option I have is a cow-calf operation. So this is how a cow-calf operation works. Very simple. Mama cow comes in, has a calf, calf goes off, gets sold, brings profit back to the farm. It takes 2 years to pay for a cow. So 2 calves that cow produces. We're now in that time frame where the cow has produced 2 offspring, and everything that we see, aside from the cost on the farm, is profit. So very happy with this. We're gonna take another 2 loads of cows to the market, as many as we can fit on the trailer. We're gonna get our numbers down to about 25 mama cows and a bull, and we'll also bring in and keep some of the young heifers so that we have new stock to keep building the genetics that we want on the farm. We're gonna get rid of the nags, and we're gonna sell off some of the feeders, and we'll keep some for freezer beef to sell locally here, and hopefully I can get it approved so we can sell online to you guys. Thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of farming. You can probably hear the cows moving in the background. I gotta get them moved today. We're always moving. This is a farm in motion, guys. Thank you all so much. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this information. Please post any questions or comments you have down below, and share these videos with like-minded people. Love to have you back here on the Stoney Ridge with me. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. 25 acres of grass over there, and you're all hanging out right here. I don't know why. Hey, big bud, you got a boogie. What you got a booger in your nose for, little buddy? So this is the fun day on the farm. Look, a flower. I dropped the camera again. Hello, camera. What does that do? What does that do? Bubba, what you got in your mouth there, buddy? And evidently she bit into something. She must have got a bee in the mouth. See you guys next time.